The
Okay, so when
application,
are you going to move then?
Your Honor, I have had to deal with all the demands of the court, so I cannot explore that.
Ma'am,
So
I understand all of that. The question becomes, when can you move?
that is a question mark to you and me both, Your Honor. I do not know. I have nowhere to go. I am solo in this world. Checked
Okay,
it out.
ma'am,
They must
I
have
don't
obviously
know.
researched
You guys keep talking about lawyers. I've not met them. I don't know.
by necessity where your court is located, the cell tower, Wi-Fi for the buildings. I will literally fry and be unable to move. That's why I couldn't come today.
This entitled squatter was in court with her landlord, and things went off the rails instantly. She actually claimed she couldn't appear in person because the *Wi-Fi* and radiation from the courtroom electronics would fry her body and shut her down. Yes, that was her excuse. It's hands down one of the strangest courtroom defenses I've ever seen, and the wild part is, she said it with a completely straight face. Judge Simpson tried to stay composed, but you can tell he was seconds away from slamming the eject button. What do you think? Is this squatter somehow telling the truth, or should people like this get zero sympathy after racking up over $*$12,000 in unpaid rent ***? Let's dive in and watch this squatter's nonsense get torn apart.
Your name?
Pamela Peel.
All right. Miss Gerler here?
She's on the phone.
No, she's on the...
I do
Gerler?
not know how this got muted again, Your Honor. I believed I was on unmute. I have been present.
You're good right
Nancy
now.
Rose there. Okay.
All right, where are you folks in regard to this case? Did you receive a copy of her answer?
Yes, I did. Yes, I received it on the 13th. So I'm the owner of the home at Way, Dexter, Michigan, where the defendant is now occupying the first floor. I'm very nervous in this setting, so that's why I wrote everything.
That's okay, me too. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm seeking possession of my property, and I want the defendant to move out immediately. We have no lease. On September 23rd, 2021, the defendant and I made a month-to-month verbal rental agreement, and she agreed to pay $995 a month on the first day of each month following the first payment. On October 4th of this year, I gave the defendant the proper 30-day notice demanding possession of my property because of non-payment of rent.
Well, okay, let me stop you there.
Okay.
A 30-day can't be the subject of a non-payment of rent action.
Okay. So.
All right. Do you want her to move, or are you just terminating her tenancy? I mean, are you terminating her tenancy and want her to move, or do you want her to pay you?
I want her to move, and I want to also have a money judgment. So I can't do that?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay, that's what I want.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'm seeking a money judgment from the court for all back she owes me as of December 1st, 2023, which is $11,995 plus court costs $215 and service fee of $68.
So how much is your
So the total
claim?
money judgment requested from the court is $12,278.
All right, Ms. Gerler, what do you have to say to that?
Your Honor, when I first moved in, it was to be a temporary arrangement. I had another place lined up that did not end up being represented appropriately. It was to be vacated and renovated. Didn't happen. I have attempted along the way to give Ms. Peel, the plaintiff, money. I became extremely ill with COVID, which I have long COVID, along with 2 other disabilities. When I became behind in rent because of illness and sought help from local agencies, the plaintiff was offered money from Faith in Action, and she declined those monies and there were other monies from other agencies that would have been available that would have satisfied my arrearages at that time of $2,985. Declining those monies led me to believe that she simply wanted me to move out. So I tried to start packing possessions, became ill with COVID again. I have, in the court documents, outlined to you the many times since then that I have been afflicted with every COVID variant. I already have a serious extreme condition of electrohypersensitivity that I cannot easily find a place to live. I cannot live in group settings, be exposed to Wi-Fi, wireless meters, be near cell towers. I need a rural environment.
Rural environment? Are you kidding me? You're a squatter, not a real estate agent. She's out here acting like she's shopping for a dream home on Pinterest while literally illegally living in someone else's property. Like, imagine having the audacity to Yelp review the place you're squatting in. The entitlement is just off the charts, and apparently so is her immune system, because she claims she's constantly sick. Either that's a desperate sympathy grab, or the worst tenant Yelp review in legal history. Honestly, if she put half as much effort into finding a job as she does finessing housing court, she'd be running HR at Hobby Lobby by now, and let's be real, claiming health problems while dodging $12,000 in rent doesn't make you a victim. It makes you a live action Monopoly chance card. So tell me in the comments, is she actually sick or just allergic to accountability?
I no longer have a vehicle. I cannot use cell phones, smartphones, computers due to my electrohypersensitivity, and I thank the court for granting this Zoom appointment at the last minute, since I was not supplied the forms necessary in the personal and mailing service I received, and was actually waiting because in our December 1st hearing with Judge Barr, he informed the plaintiff that she had filed incorrect paperwork and needed to refile. So I have been waiting for that paperwork to come, which I don't know, something changed and was not necessary. But
What incorrect paperwork? I don't have a notice to that.
Well, and that's whatever happened, Your Honor. That's what I heard in court, and I'm not privy to what happened thereafter. I am chronically ill, Your Honor. When I get well,
Ma'am, hold on.
cannot.
Yes, ma'am.
I spoke with my attorney counsel yesterday, and she said my paperwork was fine. I think it was just not clear to Judge Barr what I wanted because I didn't know how to present my case. So,
Yeah, I actually see what Judge Barr is saying right now. Well, you filed two different notices. That's why. I got it. It's fine. I think. Hold on. That's not that one. Right. You filed two different ones, but you've got, it appears to me, the correct paperwork. Right.
Your Honor, just to respond, that's what I heard from the judge. And my legal counsel,
this is another judge saying that that's wrong. It's correct.
And that's fine. I have no problem, but I was waiting on that paperwork. I know that the plaintiff is someone who tries to do things appropriately, but what did not happen appropriately with this home that has been a long time rental is that there is no certificate of compliance on file with the township. And
so when are you going to move then?
Your Honor, I have had to deal with all the demands of the court, so I cannot explore that yet because I was required to apply for SER with the DHS, which was declined. I have contacted every agency available to me thus far.
Ma'am, do you understand she doesn't want you to pay rent and stay? She wants you to leave.
I understand that, sir, but to comply with the court and the paperwork required for this hearing, DHS, that's where I have put my first attentions. I have been packing and moving things out of the house, which they have witnessed, but because of my extreme sensitivities, it is not easy for me to find a place where I can live safely. I have just recovered from my last bout with COVID, which has severely impacted me for the last 4 years and created these issues. And I have also...
Ma'am, I understand all of that. The question becomes, when can you move?
That is a question mark to you and me both, Your Honor. I do not know. I have nowhere to go. I am solo in this world. I have no vehicle. My car broke down June of 2022. And my situation is not a good one because of chronic illness.
I'll never understand how squatters get away with this in plain sight. She signed the lease, agreed to the terms, and then just decided rent was optional, like Netflix, but for housing. Now she owes over $12,000 and still walks into court with a bag full of excuses. Here's the crazy part. Once that lease is signed, even if the tenant completely stops paying, the landlord can't just change the locks and call it a day. They have to go through a full eviction process, which can drag on for weeks or even months. And if the tenant knows how to game the system, like filing bogus motions or crying unlivable conditions, it slows everything down even more. That it's basically like the legal system handed her a stay-for-free card just because she had a pen and a pulse when she signed the lease. Tell me how that makes sense. So what do you think? Should people like this be allowed to stay even one more day? Or should the judge have kicked her out weeks ago?